eGM record, disregard, just putting the compulsory fields to be able to create a record in our system. I'm gonna delete the record later on. Put vehicle information for the purpose of the training. I'm gonna say it's a new Nissan. I'm gonna say Duke. I'm gonna select the method of contact, source of inquiry. These two are compulsory in eGM. And I'm gonna put a note here, test disregard. Submit the record. You know, in good manners, it's mandatory to create a follow-up. And once you have the record, you can pick it up from the diary. And then you're gonna see this button here. This button is the core to start the synchronization from eGM into ERA. You have the record, you click on send to DMS, and you're gonna see this new pop-up. In the pop-up, there are two drop-down boxes. The first one, you need to select the user that you wanna send this record in ERA. So it means the ERA diary that you wanna reach out. For the purpose of the training, well, the person that I know at Footscray is Mark. I'm gonna search Mark here. Mark charge. And then this is very important, the sales department. You need to select the department that is gonna be related to this vehicle inquiry that you have in the customer. As this is a new vehicle, we're gonna send it to the new department, Footscray Nissan. If it's a used vehicle, you need to select the used department. If there is any other department that you know that is related to this specific record, you select the sales department. It's the ERA sales department. The information that we are pulling up in these two drop-down boxes are from ERA. We connect to ERA and they let us know all the users that are in the DMS and all the sales departments that are attached for that specific dealership. So I'm gonna select Footscray Nissan, click on save, and then you're gonna see this message on the top right-hand side of the screen. The customer has been queued to be sent to the DMS. That means the record has been sent. If there is any error, you're gonna see a pop-up here in red and it will show you the issue. How to confirm that the record has been sent? We have enabled a DMS log where you can check all the records that we have sent to the DMS. You go to tools, scroll down, Ventana setup, DMS log, and from here you see all the records that has been sent to the DMS. If there is any error in the record, you're gonna see it here. And you're gonna see that we show a message with the error attached to it. For example, this one, stock number existing in a delivered vehicle. It means the stock was previously engaged for another record. And that's why the error. If it's processed, you're gonna see process status and it's gonna show you a timestamp for it. So that means the record has been sent. When you go to the DMS, you check the ERA diary. The ERA diary looks like this. Unfortunately, I don't have access to your DMS, but then you can go to the diary and you're gonna see the record on it. You accept the record in ERA and you continue further steps to convert that prospect into a contract. And that's mainly how the integration works. A caveat to be taken into account, records that are related to a used vehicle. If you are trying to synchronize not a new, but a used vehicle, you need to be mindful that you need to attach a stock number. The stock number is compulsory if you are trying to synchronize a used vehicle. And you need to be mindful that the stock number that you attach to a used vehicle needs to be in the same sales department that you are selecting prior to send the record to the DMS. Otherwise, you're gonna get an error. Pentana will check the stock number and the sales department that you are selecting prior to send the record from eGM into ERA. Another thing to take into account, if you are creating any new users in your DMS, be mindful that you need to get to the salesperson's mapping and do a refreshment. So we continue pulling up any new salesperson that you configure in your DMS. You need to do it manually. Pentana won't send us the user list. You need to start refreshing the eGM salesperson mapping so we can pull up any new salespeople that you have configured in your DMS. So we can enable them in eGM to be able to synchronize the record with the DMS. That's the main thing on the integration. Does anyone have any questions?
Stefania, just with the from your experience, what has been the most common issues? Yeah, I know you've covered stock number is one, and the errors that you get. What else are there? What are and if there are any others besides those two that you've covered, how would the managers try and rectify them if there's an error message?
Yeah, look, three main issues that I have seen across the network. The first one, configuration of make and model. There are times when I have been in need to contact Pentana and say, hey, why we are having the error? The error is PS004. So just to show you the DMS log, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see that the kind of error that we show starts finish with a number. So 004, you're gonna see that is make and model incorrect. The combination of make and model, there are some make and models that we configure in eGM, and in Pentana, they are labeled with another name. For example, there are some records that in ERA, they have the make and model attached to the car line. In those scenarios, I have been in need to contact Pentana and say, hey guys, please rectify that because we have a field for make, field for model, and this is what we are sending to you to be able to create the vehicle inquiry in ERA. That's one of the errors. The other two errors are the ones that are showing here. So for example, vehicles that have been related to a stock number and the stock number is already related with a delivered vehicle in ERA.
Yeah.
Like the one that I'm showing here. The other one, selection of used vehicles. So sometimes there have been managers or salespeople that before synchronizing the record with ERA, they select the salesperson, but they select a new department and they are trying to synchronize a used vehicle. Okay. Immediately, there will be an error there saying that is an incorrect sales department selected. And it's because you need to select the used department, not the new department. Yeah. New department for new vehicle, used department for used vehicle. Otherwise, Pentana will throw the error. Mm. Or for example, records or leads that are already in the DMS. The DMS will try as much as they can to avoid any duplication. So if there is a lead that is already in the DMS and you try to synchronize the lead once again with the DMS will reply to us, the lead is already existing in the DMS. So that would be the issues that I have seen in some of my audits across the network, actually.
So with if there's a duplication of leads, how would you suggest the sales or the managers try and avoid that by searching eGM first before they add a new customer?
Search the DMS, actually. Search the DMS and figure out if in the DMS there is already a record with the details that we are trying to synchronize because the error is coming from the DMS. We try to send it from eGM to the DMS, and the DMS is the one replying us with this message, the lead already existing in ERA Power. So you need to confirm that the record is already in the DMS, perhaps it's already made as a contract, and that's just a double up that the salesperson is trying to do from eGM to the DMS. So yeah, there is a search that you need to do in the DMS.
All right, so if there is an existing customer already there, just go straight in and just make that you don't have to do that integration.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I think the biggest thing is, everybody using it, and you can. I was really surprised at the progress that the managers have made. It's just when they're certainly they're with a customer, they're trying to get the record, trying to get the sale agreement going. They come across these errors, and like I'm really happy you've just said there's probably 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And if they are truly stuck, who can they reach out to? Would you say let's just say check?
You reach out first to me, definite. So the thing that I will need is give me a call or send me a message. And important for me, knowing the customer ID. That will facilitate my investigation in a timely manner. So I will need the customer ID, which is this one, the one that appears at the end of the URL.
Okay.
You send me the customer ID and I check what is the error with the customer ID. Most of the time, I am able to explain what's the issue. We can fix it. We can fix it straight away. Otherwise, if there is anything that I need to escalate with Pentana, I will be in charge of it.
Okay. Well, any other questions, guys? Shane, Stuart, Carly, anyone? No? Because I think it's really, yep. Shane.
So, yeah, look, we've found it okay here. The only really issues we've had has been finding trade-ins. Sometimes, for some reason, they're not. We can't pull through trade-ins. That's been our biggest problem, biggest battle. Maybe it's user error, something we're doing wrong here. But we go through from our trade-ins, we mark them as traded, but it doesn't always find a trade-in. So, time poor customers here would just end up going through and putting a trade-in in manually. So that's our only real problem we've had is finding trade-ins to integrate.
So you mean finding the trade-ins in the trading pool?
Yeah, like if we're doing the order, get the contract, get the worksheet, get everything done, trying to locate the trade, it just doesn't come up on the system for some reason. So we just have to manually put a trade-in in.
Okay, so that's for AutoGate. You mentioned AutoGate, correct?
No.
When we're doing a trade appraisal,
okay.
eGM,
then it comes up in trade prospect pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, which is the one that I'm.
It's not dragging across through the DMS.
Yeah.
Okay, this is very interesting because once you accept the trading prospect, I'm just showing it in my screen. Yeah. So once you get the record here, you accept it or transfer it to someone, and you convert this record into a customer record in eGM, and from there is when you can start the synchronization. What I'm gonna ask you guys is, if you have examples of records in the trading application that are not coming into eGM, let me know, because the issue can be there. Once the record hits eGM, it's just a matter of clicks to convert it into a record. And once you have the customer record, is when you can start the synchronization with ERA. But if there is any record from a trading record, I mean, that you cannot see in this pool, let me know, because I need to contact the trading guys and they're figuring out why we are not receiving the record. I can see a record here, for example, a record that just came across yesterday for Footscray Nissan. But if there is any specific records that you have for your dealer, which is Western Nissan, let me know. Let me know, like, hey, Steph, this is the trading that I cannot see in eGM. And then I will verify if the issue is the transfer from the trading application into eGM.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
So
let me know. I will be on the top of that. Absolutely.
And that's a really good point to make. Thanks, Shane. And so, Stefania, let's just make sure that everybody is doing the same thing to ensure that when they're using eGM Appraise, to make sure that what do they have to do on eGM Appraise to make sure that they close the record off and it should be uploaded into eGM itself? Do they have to archive it, or what has to happen?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have the access now to the eGM appraisal, but I know that within the process of the eGM appraisal, there is a field that you need to mark to be able to receive the record here. Sian, do you have it there?
Yeah, I'll just open it up. Once you finish, and it's not even a matter of closing an inquiry off, it's just once you submit that and close it, it'll automatically push it as in the same as a mobile quick add.
Yes.
And this is where it pops into the lead section. I'm just going to bring up the app. Just bear with me one moment.
Yeah, I thought let's just make sure that we all understand that.
Sure.
And once we've got that right, then we can see if there's any technical issues behind the scenes.
If anything, I think it might be the push into EGM.
Yeah,
from-
exactly. That's the thing
But there's
that
not- There won't be any issue once it's listed in the trading prospect pool section in the leads area. There shouldn't be any other issue. It's more about whether it's getting pushed in from the appraisal app. So just give me 1 second. I'm just going to have a look at this while I'm with you guys.
Okay. So Shane, who's next to you?
Huh.
The shy guy, the floor manager. Oh, Robbie boy.
How are you, Andrew?
Good, thanks yourself.
Not too bad. You can't see me, or?
No, just your left shoulder. That's it.
Oh, is it really?
Hang on,
One second.
hang around. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
There it
Nice
is.
nice haircut.
Thanks, mate. Getting a bit thin on top.
Hey, I know the feeling.
I know a doctor who can help that.
Oh yes.
My partner does
husband.
hair transplants, so he does it all day long for a living.
There you go. You're always closing. Well done. Always closing. Good job.
It's in the blood. I get no clothes. I need to start factoring that in. Give me 1 second, guys.
You do well in the car industry. That's right.
I think I missed calling.
I think Stuart's the next customer.
They're not cheap. They're about $20,000 a procedure. It's ridiculous.
Thanks, Andrew. I'll just age gracefully. Thanks.
Yeah, they're not cheap at all.
Pocket change, Andrew, for you.
Oh my
Has
goodness.
anyone got a VIN number and a rego there for me? Or just help me pull this one through on my test site?
Shane will give you one.
I mean, I could just Google one, but I just thought if you've got one there, I'll do it while we're live.
Let's have a look. We get a VIN.
I'm just looking at your sales results behind you there, Rob and Shane.
Say that again.
I'm just looking at your sales results there.
Oh, yeah. You're quite impressed, are you?
I am. As
Should have covered
always.
that up, Rob.
Yeah. They're getting
Look, mate,
customer
nothing
numbers
to
from you.
hide here. Western Nissan
Where's-
Caroline Springs, 20 minutes
There's
from
the camera.
We're all good.
Okay, can you like get your foreplay later, please? What did you need, Sian? A VIN number and a stock number?
Yeah. Just a VIN and a rego, please.
Rego B for Bob, X for X-ray, D for Delta, 422. And a VIN number SJN.
Yeah.
F for Fred, B for Bob, A for Apple, J for John, 11 A for Apple, 270 3397. First,
Have you got a year make for that model, that car? Sorry.
that is 2020.
2020.
I would have given him 10 grand. What do you guys give him?
More than that.
Where are you, Andrew?
I'm in my penthouse suite, as you can see.
Looks amazing. Nice views there, Andrew. Yeah.
I'm on my RDO.
Rob and I will call past for a couple of quiet ones later. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
The only thing I can
Excellent.
think of is why it's if you set up in eGM appraise is for managers that aren't accepting those, or they're not being they're sitting in pending. That's what I think potentially is happening. So the sales team
Yes.
will be putting them through, and it goes into the pending pool.
Yeah.
And then if it's doing on-site appraisals, are you guys doing your on-sites?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the issue. So you guys have the manager's access on eGM appraise, and I can record this and I'll send you a session on it today, actually. So as a manager, if you're doing your on-site appraisal yourself and you're not sending them off to an assessor off-site, then it will sit in the pending managers section. The manager's got to go in there, put the price and send it back to sales.
Yeah.
So once it gets sent back to sales, salespeople get a notification that managers have put a price in it. You can either hide the price, hold the price, or send it to sales and show it to them. That will then trigger the one-page PDF report, which will go to the salesperson to put into the customer pack. So
So,
I
sorry,
think-
just on that, Sian, so if we put it as traded, like just say we haven't sent back to sales, we've done a deal, we put it as traded, final, archive, it's still, then it won't populate?
No, it will. It will just send a notification to the salesperson that
Okay.
you've traded it.
I'm
Yeah.
just thinking maybe you haven't sent back to sales sometimes if that's what's happened. So yeah.
Yeah, no, if you've just put a price in and traded it and accepted that price, then it will still send a notification and it will still get listed against that customer inquiry. So I'll do a couple of more tests after I get off here, Steph. I'll chat with you if there's any issues and if that's the case, but I pretty much think it's as simple as they're probably just not pushing through.
It's just following the process. I remember, Sian, there is a field at the end that I know the guys needs to tick to make sure to trigger the record into the trading pool in eGM.
Yeah.
So be that. If we can film it within the video that you're gonna send to Andrew, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll do a whole session on the mobile app as well.
Yeah.
So accepting a trade, pushing a trade, sending it back to sales, or if you're waiting on accepting a price, there's an awaiting section as well. So you can go in there if you think it's lost, and you can go into the awaiting section and have a look at that and see if you can then, as a manager, you can override it. But salespeople can't. It'll just be floating there until a manager accepts it and puts the price in it. But I'll do a recording of all that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much. Stuart, any questions? Anyone from the other ones, like Chris, Alex, Karim, Jake, Carly, any questions?
Not at this stage, Andrew.
I really like that function we just said now, saying about sending it to the salesman with a PDF report.
Yes.
And that's sometimes from a transparency perspective, obviously it shows you why and what we've given and how much and why we've given that price. And that's great. I think it's a really good feature.
There is a feature there as well. If managers are going to undercut the price and send it back to sales, it automatically defaults to not send them the price. But you can override that and send the price back to sales. But usually we use some discretion and hold that pricing.
Yes. No, absolutely. Well, especially if the customer says, well, why have you given me that? Let me have a look at the report. At least there's that option to do that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, any other questions, guys? Nothing at all? Nothing? All right. Well, let's wrap it up. And I think
I guess I'll just ask now quickly while I'm here. Does anyone have? I'm going to do a recording for eGM, so everyone have some stuff. I'll do some manager session and sales sessions. Is there anything that you want me to touch on, or do you have any questions around eGM at the moment that you're having difficulty that I can go into in further depth? Any reporting stuff or any issues that you think the team are having that you want me to go into depth with on our training session?
Data quality from my side.
Okay, so.
I'll make a couple of sort of points or whatever and maybe get back to you.
Yeah, no, do that, and then I can then tailor a session and really outline some of the issues. Data quality, as in what they're capturing, Andrew. So like first name. So what is the group wanting to capture?
I would say the basics first and foremost will be first name, surname, mobile number. Just the basics first, and as they progressing. To move forward and build up the contact information, because from a marketing perspective, the importance of that is just incredible. Where we have so many, like with step one is data quality, because then we can use the automation function in eGM, which is so powerful. So
my suggestion around that would be to touch base, I guess, Andrew, on the data quality report.
Yes.
And then I would try to suggest from a group training perspective, from a management perspective, is trying to incentivize, I guess, capturing more of that information or making it mandatory to capture certain information. And that will be across the board, would make it a lot better, the quality of that.
I also like that quick capture that you have on the mobile app. I think that's brilliant.
Yes. Yep.
Alrighty.
Just one other thing, I guess, to make it a bit easier for us, because we're 7-day traders too, and we sort of cross over a lot of days. If trade appraisals are sitting there pending, is there any way we can make it with more data? Because you just have a name and like you can't see the car, like what salesperson. So we've got to hunt around half the time and go, okay, who had this? Who had John? What was the car? You know what I mean? Like it's very vague, the screen.
Yeah.
Even if you can have the model of the car, it's going to help as a refresher, but because we cross over days sometimes,
Let me just swap. I'm sort of logging as a manager. Just bear with me 1 sec.
Sure.
The thing is, I understand what Shane is saying. The thing is, the lead prospect, at the beginning of that function, the function was created to show vehicle inquiries attached to inquiry leads. The trading leads are different because the lead is coming with customer information and trading information. We force the users to create a vehicle inquiry attached to it because it's a mandatory entity for us to be able to create the customer record. So that's why when you open the trading prospect pool, you don't see any vehicle inquiry on it because the system is trying to pull a vehicle inquiry that at this stage is empty. What we have is the trading details attached to the record, but you won't be able to see it just, I mean, you won't be able to see those details before you accept the record. What I can do is try to talk to my developers and verify what would be the effort instead of showing inquiry vehicle, they're showing the trading details. So you will be able to see in advance what are the trading details attached to that record. Because I know what's happening. At this stage, you see inquiry vehicle and it's empty, but it's because there is no vehicle inquiry attached to it. It's just the trading details that are coming with that record. Yeah.
Well, that'd be lovely.
I'm gonna make a note on that.
Yep. That's it.
All right. Anything else? No? Well, Sian and Stefania, thank you so much for taking the time and for what you and all the other little bits and pieces you're going to be doing for us. And I cannot tell you how helpful that is because we're on a big drive to record everything and build up a massive library, you know, so when we have new sales recruits, new managers come through, we want to get them up to speed as quickly as possible. So all of this, what we're doing right now is incredibly valuable. So thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
No problems. Anytime, guys. And you guys should be able to get rid of that whiteboard soon and start using the reports in eGM, huh?
That's it.
Hey, love that. Here's another one.
Always closing. That's it, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Hey,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.